The Corps commander felt that the arm could be effectively challenged on the open seas of Aqueous Minor. Gaining access to those seas would be a key strategic move. The arm had apparently reached the same conclusions, as all routes to open waters were heavily defended.
Alright. Corps must break through the passage to the north known as the Gauntlet. Only when you are able to send a transport will we know that this passage is safe. So we gotta build a transport and then send it safely through the Gauntlet. Okay, so that's our objective. It's an interesting idea. Do we start with a transport? Or no, we have to build one. Okay. Looks like this is a decent sized map again. Let's go ahead. We'll get a... Wind was good last time, so let's see if wind is okay now. I feel like the wind number in the briefing screen is always almost totally irrelevant. Yeah, plus 11, that's fair. Winds are fair. Plus 10, still okay, so that'll be a decent start for us until we can, you know, get into the water and obviously put down a tidal generator, because tidal seems to be the way to go on this particular planet. Makes sense, because it is a naval planet. You can always go metal makers. We haven't had to resort to metal makers yet. I don't think we've built one yet, even, in the core campaign. We still don't have airplanes, which bums me out a little bit. Hopefully they gave us advanced naval. I would really appreciate that. But we'll go ahead and get a tidal generator up, and that should, assuming the tidal speed is still the same, which you'd expect it to be. Plus 42, so I mean it's a little worse than last time, but pretty close. So we'll go ahead and get our tidal generators up and running, and then we'll have plenty of energy to spare. Get our factory, and then of course the commander can come back, finish exploring whatever's going on here. Maybe we'll do another construction vehicle again, because I expect they'll probably attack us at least once, you would think. But they haven't been doing that much lately, but I don't want to be like caught off guard either for when they do eventually decide to actually get their crap together and send an attack fleet at us. More than just a couple of skeeters anyway. Okay, so let's get a searcher, construction ship. I'm not going to even bother building the transport until we know that we're pretty safe, because transports are pretty expensive and they're pretty vulnerable. So I think we should, yeah, definitely hold off on actually building the ship in question, especially since it would kind of suck if, like, I don't know, if there's like a condition in the game like, oh yeah, if it dies, you can't just build another one, you lose, you have to start over. I don't actually know if that's the case or not, and I don't want to find out. So let's, we'll wait until we've secured a really good and secure transit route before we spam out a transport ship. That's my thought process anyway. Let's get the searchers searching around. See how big this island we're on is. Go ahead. Decent size. I'm sure there's got to be at least another metal deposit hiding somewhere in the fog of war. Hopefully. Otherwise, you know, whatever, we'll do metal makers. As I've said, we've neglected them so far, so it would make sense to do them now. Especially since our energy from tidal is quite strong. So how about we plan for that? Yep, and we can build advanced ships, so that is good. So let's go ahead and we'll start a nice little tidal field. There is one more metal deposit. Maybe there's another one hiding, but maybe they just give us 3. Bit brutal for a naval map, because obviously it's a very metal intensive unit tree to go down, but at least they give us plenty of rocks to start reclaiming. Okay, one more. It's probably the last one. I'm thinking there's not one hiding there. Could be wrong, but yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, nothing. Okay, so we get 4 metal deposits, so a decent start. You guys, we'll set you up there. You start spamming searchers. Commander, you reclaim. And you, my new friend, let's get a missile tower up, because I do think, I feel like they should try and bomb us at least once. You know, just for the courtesy of it. And then, Commander, you just finish reclaiming these various metal spires. Get one more construction unit, and then we will, again, probably will reclaim the factory. Maybe we'll mess around with amphibious tanks if we build an advanced one just for fun, for kicks and giggles. So once you finish the next title, we'll go ahead and we'll start on an advanced shipyard. And yeah, scout boat fleet coming along, so at this point, we're pretty well set up. It is interesting. Naval warfare is interesting. I feel like it's the aspect of modern war that we might be least prepared to know exactly how it's going to turn out if a major naval engagement happens again, if that makes any sense. Because I feel like it's been so long since peer countries have had a naval engagement. And now obviously we're seeing what near peer nations fighting looks like in the Ukraine war. We've been seeing that for a year now on land. And I mean, they did sink, the Ukrainians did sink the Moskva, but there was also so many reports of the Moskva basically being in just horrible shape, and that, you know, it was, you know, it's hard to say if the Moskva had actually been up to snuff, if the Russian Navy was actually maintained in a meaningful way. You know, what would the Moskva's capabilities look like had it actually been functioning? There's a lot of reports that basically it's, you know, it's missile defense. Like, it probably didn't even detect the missiles that were coming in. And so it's like, the countermeasures probably never even fired on it. But, like, we can look at, like, what the various, you know, fleets of the world currently look like and what they're ordering, I guess, in terms of, like, the US and China probably being the prime examples. Obviously, the UK still maintains a pretty good navy. The French maintain a pretty good navy. But definitely the United States and China. And then, obviously, there's lots of countries that kind of maintain the mid-sized navies, you know, whatever. You got Japan, obviously, maintains a decent navy to try and basically as a counter to China. South Korea, you know, all these various places, Taiwan. And I definitely feel like submarines, like, seemingly, I feel like whenever you look at, like, the lists of ships in a particular navy, it seems to me like submarines are a pretty big component of most of them in terms of, like, percentage of total vessels. So I'm thinking we're anticipating that submarine warfare is going to be a thing, because a lot of them are attack submarines. You know, they're not, like, not just ballistic missile submarines, but, like, lots and lots of attack submarines. But then you've got our navy, I think is, I can't remember what the ship is going to be called. I don't think they've even officially unveiled it yet. But I think we're basically in the process of buying cruisers again, which is interesting. Like, and they're pretty high tonnage compared to what we've had in a couple of decades. Speaking of cruisers, we can build executioners. So let's go ahead and maybe we'll order one of these up. That's going to be a big toll on our eco, though, clearly. How many metal makers can we support? We can support at least a few more, I think. Not a ton of metal on this map, but yeah, I think that the requirements the Navy put out, they want to order at least 4 of these things initially, and I want to say their tonnage is like double an Arleigh Burke. So it'll be interesting. Is it like submarines? Is it, you know, I think that the time has probably passed, obviously, of like surface combatants having gun battles. Okay, we're gonna need a... There's no metal on that island. That's kind of a bummer. Just that one lame defender. By lame, I just mean it's boring, but it's there. Let's go ahead and get one more metal maker. Come down and be repaired. You've served your purpose well, little scout boat. But like, you know, are we expecting like huge, you know, volleys of anti-ship missiles maybe? Okay, maybe having 2 construction units is a bit excessive. So let's go ahead and we'll have one reclaim the other. Because we're really gonna need. We'll finish this cruiser, so that way we have some anti-submarine capability, and then after he's done, I think we need to focus again on building more tidal generators, so that way we can build more metal makers, so we can afford a bigger navy. It is nice the advanced shipyard just kind of gives us 1 metal for free. I mean, apart from the fact that we had to invest like nearly 2,000 metal into it. How much do they cost again? 2460, so even more than I thought actually. Okay, so Commander, how about you can come over here and start building... Because I was considering, like, what if we build another one just for the metal income? But no, I don't think that's worth it. So it takes a long time to recoup that investment if you're just doing it for the resources. But let's go ahead, get a lot more tidal generators. I mean, a lot more. And you have the privilege of building more metal makers. Young construction vehicle. Alright. Let's switch you to destroyers for just a moment. Let's get a couple destroyers so we have a little more anti-submarine capability, and then go back to scout boats. I'm thinking there will definitely be a Millennium on this one, right? How could there not be? Let's order the cruiser to attack. Come on. Can you shoot? Yes? No? Maybe? Okay, well that's dumb. You're definitely within range to use your main gun. So I don't know what's going on there. Let's get... I could see 1 missile ship being useful. It's gonna hurt our eco. That's alright. That's reality on this map. Okay, Commander, maybe you'll finish the line here and then come back to shore and build a couple metal makers, because apparently it takes longer for a construction vehicle to build a metal maker than I would have thought. We're in the building up phase. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up the game because again we're just kind of in that awkward phase of what do we do? Acquire more resources. See if I build a radar maybe then we'll want to target that. Yeah, there we go. The turret's moving. Okay. So when we actually tell it to target a radar contact, it'll work. But when we want it to attack ground, it seems like it just wants to shoot. Like maybe it'll try and get close and shoot with its depth charge, basically, which is not, you know, not ideal. So But our economy is looking a lot better now. We are strong. Our metal makers shall fill the, I don't know, the whole planet, basically. Oh, our missile ship's ready too. Okay, excellent. More cruisers now. Oh, there's a contact. Just a little blip of something. Is it a surface contact? Let's shoot it and find out. Alright. It is a surface contact of some type, and it is stupid, because it is staying in one place and allowing us to shell it with the missile frigate. There we go. 1 kill on the missile frigate. Well, economically, we are in a pretty great position now. 50 scout boats might be a little excessive. We want to save, make sure we can still build a transport at the end of this. What should we put in the transport? What cargo would be worthy of putting in the transport is a really interesting question. I wonder if we'll have, what if we just have the commander finish up there? Have him come back. Yeah, make a metal maker on the hill. Why not? Have you do that, and then maybe let's do an advanced vehicle factory. We gotta put, if we're gonna make a transport, we gotta put something valuable in it, right? Alright, we've got a decent fleet now. 2 destroyers, 2 cruisers, missile frigate, and healthy amount of scout boats. So let's go ahead. Missile frigate's got great radar coverage. So let's send them up a little bit. See if we can detect anything. Oh, there's a skeeter. Oh, enemy's got a missile ship, clearly. The problem with the cliffs on these islands is they actually, they make targeting things on them rather difficult. So it is actually useful to have the missile ship, because obviously the missile's much easier for, you know, going up and over, so to speak. So let's target the next thing, because I'm thinking that was just a defender. So yeah, one tactical missile is definitely enough to yeet a missile tower. Whatever we're hitting now is a little bit tougher. I bet it's another torpedo launcher, because that's what that was. Okay. Very good. So they are, the missile frigate actually is going to come in pretty handy, I think, for sniping enemy defenses. Commander, we have very bountiful metal income now, so how about you help with the advanced vehicle factory, then we'll get just a few more metal makers, and we should be in good shape. I think economically, we'll have you just come up here and put down like 3 more tidal generators just to make sure we have plenty of excess, and then after that I think we'll be pretty good to go. Our 3rd cruiser joins the fray. Let's go ahead. We have eliminated those contacts. So let's go ahead and get moving up again. What can we find? That was a sentinel? Nice. Clearly there must be a missile ship around here somewhere. There it is. Got the Ranger. Oh, amphibious tanks. How exciting. And again, we'll let our friendly missile ship do some long-range sniping here. What are you? Are you a Guardian? Yeah, that's a Guardian. Get as close as you can, and then let's order you to attack that. That seems like the most important priority to take out at the moment. And let's guard... Actually, we can afford another advanced shipyard, I bet you. Have double the cruiser production. That's the only problem, is that they automatically return fire. Oh, there we go, we got it. Lovely. I do want to bring it back for repair, though, because we are quite damaged. Okay, we can build, yep, amphibious tanks, and that's the only thing I think that's really... You know, we'll build a advanced construction unit. Just to say we did. See if we can deal with these airplanes. Just a couple of freedom fighters, and they're putting up a good fight for freedom, I suppose. Commander, you go ahead and you repair the missile frigate. He has been a faithful servant of the core empire with 8 kills. Loyalty will be... Oh, we can build fusion reactors. Excellent. Not that we need one at this point, but we have the option. Okay, what? I don't know. We'll do a platoon of heavy tanks. Sure. Why not? That'll be our transport cargo. More executioners, please. There's our advanced radar. We have decent coverage from it. I don't know if we can even... Can a transport drop onto those sites? I'm not sure. But you go back up. Use your radar coverage to provide what service you can. Let's keep advancing the fleet. You kill whatever that is. Oh, we got piranhas. Cruisers make pretty quick work. We'll make a fusion reactor just for fun. For entertainment purposes. Technically, a NATO tank platoon is only 4 tanks, so let's just cut the production a little bit so we don't waste too much metal. How many searchers are left in the queue? Only 5. Do a few more. Oh, we can reclaim as well. I forgot about that. Silly me. It's like one of the most important things in this game. We're just going to casually forget about it, as we do. Alright, let's continue our advance. Hey there. Alright. I think this probably is like their final line of defense. Some big cliff system here. That is multiple guardians. That's probably why they don't let us have shadows. So there's a conch. This would be probably a lot easier with shadows. But, you know, fair enough. I get they want it to be hard, I guess. The enemy fleet is depleted. We've got a couple more cruisers and some more scout boats to send up into the battle. So let's reinforce that. Should build a metal storage now that we're reclaiming things. Okay, our tank platoon is ready once we feel confident that we can take out the enemy. Was that a sonar? Oh, more piranhas. 10 kills now with our missile frigate. Yeah, I think the enemy fleet is definitely been pretty severely depleted. Although I think they still have several guardians or something going on. We got 2 new cruisers already. Let's go. See if the cruisers can run the Gauntlet. Let's find out. Have the missile ship continue to try and pick off these targets. We have made it into the past the jaws of whatever this is. Oh, there's a Millennium. Alright. And you just keep picking off these static defenses on the ridge here. Oh, is there no actual layout? Oh, there's a thunder underwater. I remember that in the mission editor, if you want there to be airplanes and you start them over the water, they actually just kind of start under the water, which is a little amusing. So just gonna casually depth charge some thunders. Don't mind me. Okay. The automatic return fire got our boy. That's unfortunate, but what you gonna do? Let's send our fleet up. Let's build a replacement. Because the fact that they're up on these cliffs, again, we might need the missiles actually to take them out. Plus their radar coverage is pretty useful. And since we don't have scout planes, that's kind of what we're left with. Let's go ahead and we'll build a build the transport. I think it's time. I think that it is time. Commander, you can help with the fusion reactor. You also help with the fusion reactor. I hope there's at least something left over there. I know there's some defenses, but... Is there a naval unit? I think just static. Just turrets. Oh well. I think those are the last two. Alright. Time for the transport to come here and complete the objective. And there we go. Fusion reactor done. Commander, I don't know if it'll be finished by the time you get there or not, but you go ahead and go over and help build the transport ship. So yeah, we've got quite the economy. Oh, and our replacement missile ship, which turned out we don't actually need, but that's alright. And pointlessly build a Moho mine just because, I don't know, it's like the base building aspect of the game. It's like, you know, it's like playing Cities Skylines or something. It's just neat to build certain things, regardless of whether you need them or not. Commander, you can guard the advanced shipyard now. And we'll go ahead and get the transport loaded up. I wonder if, like, if you did just run a transport through the gauntlet, like, before you killed everything, would you win without killing all the arm units? That would be an amusing question. Just, like, build 3 transports and see if you could get one of them through. Like, try and speedrun it. I'm not saying that's necessarily the best option, but it would be... I'd be curious to find out. Alright, we got our tank platoon loaded up. Go ahead and, run the gauntlet. Slow-moving envoy, yeah. Just gonna lumber over and deposit our cargo. Well, not really, because there's nowhere to deposit it. But, in theory, there's an enemy base out there somewhere. In theory, we should probably build something, because, again, theoretically, our commander will need to head out that way some point here, too. So we'll go ahead and get the next transport ready. Get some advanced construction vehicles to bring with us, and some, what else might be good? Some mobile radar, some diplomats. Alright, here we go. Making final approach, and we built a moho mine just to say we did. Metal is now at plus 51.8, pretty solid. Let's watch the transport cross the threshold here. There we go. Victory is ours! As the transport sails off into the sunset. Alright, thank you for watching, everybody, and tune in next time as we do more fun things with boats.